Megan.
And I'm Sarah from Whirl.
This Mad Men thing's kind of kicking our butts because it's on Sunday nights and we both work on Monday. It's a little more challenging. So bear with us. I know, wah.
But
first world problems.
Totally.
Our Mad Men recaps are so hard.
Oh my God, they're so hard.
So they're probably going to be inconsistent.
Yeah.
We may wrap up 2 episodes at one time, but
we're in it to win it.
We care a lot. I have to say, after the first season premiere, that was odd. And people kept saying, no, it was a setup. No, it was odd.
Yeah.
We did not see that girl that was lost again.
Oh, yeah.
It was still a weird premiere.
So
I
weird.
maintain it was a weird premiere. But it's getting good.
It's getting good. And so we're just going to, we might not be here every week.
No.
Like today, we're going to talk about the past 2 episodes.
We're going to talk about episodes 4 and 5.
4 and 5. So let's get on with this.
Okay, let's dig into episode 4. So,
all right.
Episode 4, Dawn is still seeing Sylvia.
She's like a huge part.
Huge part. And, they are clearly into an affair, and it kind of seems like maybe he's in love with her.
I kind of think so. I remember when that one time when they're like, she's like, let's be careful not to fall in love.
Yeah.
That's what she said. There's something.
It's so odd, though, with her because, okay, I have to say, Megan, I'm falling for Megan.
Oh, me too.
At first I thought she was flighty.
Nope.
You know what? She's awesome. I think she's about as good as Dawn is going to get. And I think that his falling in love with Sylvia is just an indication that this man is never satisfied.
Oh no, he's constantly looking for something that's never going to be there. I mean, these are
major
deeply
intimacy
rooted,
issues.
Intimacy issues that he's having. He's just got to keep on going on to the next one.
Oh, and then in the midst of him having an affair, active affair, Megan has to film a love scene, and he gets all crazy jealous.
Can you believe how crazy jealous he got? He was just like, it's fine, whatever. And then he goes and shows up, and he's standing there watching her and being a total dick about it. And I'm like, what are you doing? You just had your penis in someone else probably the night before, and you're acting this way? Like
over a love scene.
Oh, it's just so typical.
I do, even though I like Megan because she called him on it. I mean, she did. She stands up to him. She calls him on his shit.
She's a strong woman.
She is.
And she's a caring woman. And even these past couple episodes, this last one, watching the kids, and she's the one that's really kind of being the caretaker of these children. She wants to be there for them. I know. She's got a career.
Yeah.
She's sexy. She's smart. And it's just like, Dawn.
Yeah.
Get your head out of your butt, bud. But you're still good looking, and I still want to hook it up.
No patience.
Don't.
Okay, so this episode was interesting. They went to dinner with her boss, who seems to be the director.
Right.
And they get invited back.
A little swinging.
For some swinging. And it was so funny watching Dawn's face, because he just looked so, shocked.
Totally.
But at the same time, he's having an affair.
Oh, I know. Oh, it's so rated R, Dawn. Whatever.
It goes to show just how deep his denial system is.
Right.
That he's projecting all this jealousy and shock at these other things, and yet he is. So that episode, we had the Heinz ketchup fiasco.
Oh, yeah.
Back and forth with that account.
And then Peggy ends up getting it.
Well, because she betrayed her friend.
She did, but I mean, I'm still thinking about, is that really betrayal? I mean, maybe they would have found that out. I feel like ad agencies, it's just like any other.
Would have, but she did betray him.
Stan's beard, fantastic.
Yes.
Stan, glorious. I want to burrow into that beard of yours. I love it so much. I
just wonder if he and Peggy are ever going to end up together.
I wish they would.
I kind of like him more than her boyfriend. Her boyfriend.
Although at the end of the last episode, 5, when they're having the talk and he says about having the kids, and you can see her, she's like, oh, I didn't know you felt that way.
He said having the kids, but he also said, I want to be in a diverse place, which was super cool.
I think he's a good dude. He's a good dude, but I get it. I love Stan. I mean, Stan's hilarious, but he's high all the time. Does he ever not smoke pot all day long? But
yeah.
Okay, so we got that. What's up?
And then the other thing that happened in that episode was Dawn, the woman Dawn, not Dawn Draper, but the secretary, the African-American secretary, got put in that awful position.
The time sheet. Time card or whatever.
Yeah. And I do think that was an interesting kind of illustration of race relations, because I think she felt kind of beholden to do it.
Right.
Because, of the power differential of races at that
Right.
time, so that was kind of interesting and
Yeah,
sad.
that was very sad. And there is, I mean, I know I'm kind of hopping between these two episodes, but speaking of race relations, I mean, the whole scene when they found out Martin Luther King Jr. had been
so let's hop into that. So that
assassinated.
happened at the beginning of episode 5.
And I mean, just to show, like, it was really kind of interesting because when I was watching that happen in that actual ad awards, I didn't hear what the guy yelled.
Me neither.
And I kept on, like, rewinding on the DVR because I'm like,
Same here.
and I thought maybe it was right when Bobby Kennedy
That's what
had
we
been
thought.
assassinated, and then obviously you realize, you're like, and it's so interesting just to watch how, like, I mean, it's like the United States just shuts down.
Yeah.
You know, it's horrible, and it was
it
was really interesting to watch.
Yeah,
just
it
everyone's
was.
reactions.
I agree. I completely agree. So, such a weird time frame.
Yeah.
And so sad, like the way Megan's father, when she called him,
Right.
talked about it.
Right.
But then that kind of gave us an insight into what she's accustomed to in a relationship, which
I didn't even think about that.
makes you realize why maybe Dawn is familiar for her, or why
Yeah.
she puts up with that.
That's a very good point there, Kristen.
Let's see what else happened in that. So Megan ended up winning the award, but
I
didn't
know,
really get her
it
moment.
doesn't get her moment.
But again, with the Megan fangirling, I mean, she totally won an award for
and
that.
didn't even mention it. You know, I feel like they could have at least written it in where she's like, oh, that guy. I mean, it's just like she just moves on. She won this great award, and she just moves on, trying to take care of everyone, trying to do her job.
Yeah.
Go, Megan.
So
Go,
in the
Megan.
midst of all of this, Dawn's ex insists that the kids come over during that time, which makes no sense that they come to the
That
city.
was weird that he had to go pick them up and drive
Super
all the way
weird.
through the city. And I'm sorry, but Sally, is that her name?
Oh my
Dawn's
gosh,
ex-wife?
what is her name?
Is that the daughter's name?
Yes. I can't think of his ex-wife.
Oh my God, what's her name?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, I can't think of it. We are really on it. Anyway,
His ex.
hit the peroxide again. Let's
Oh,
blonde.
yeah.
Let's blonde yourself
That
back
brown.
up, because that brown is not working for you. I'm here to tell you right now. Just please go back to blonde. What is her name?
I don't know. January Jones.
Yeah, January Jones.
I can't think of her name.
Dye
They're
your
all
hair
the
back.
same. It's something.
Betty.
2 syllables.
Betty.
There we go.
Betty.
The Peggy's, the Bettys. it's
Betty,
just
Sally,
too many.
Petty, blah, 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 blah. Betty.
Yeah.
Blondify again. I can't take it. I can't look at you
That's
anymore.
so weird.
Can't do it.
And then
Okay.
there was some foreshadowing of Henry. Well, it sounds like Henry might run for state senate,
Right.
But it sounded like there was some foreshadowing. Everyone's kind of worried that he could be hurt,
Right.
And that was so
Right.
interesting when the little boy said that he was worried about his dad, and then Dawn said, "Well, he's not that important."
Did you notice that? I noticed that.
Yeah.
And speaking of the little boy,
Okay.
oh, the movie
I
theater.
know.
Everybody goes to the movies when they're sad.
I know. When he said that to the African American man that was cleaning.
Oh, it just killed me. And then,
Well, and then that
which
was,
leads to the most poignant moment when
Yeah,
Dawn's
which-
talking to Megan.
which I think was the most revealing scene this season.
I think so,
yeah,
too.
is when Dawn said, that he feels like he's been faking it because he never had this love as a child, and
Right.
and then they go and do something that makes him actually feel the feelings that he's been faking for so long, and which I assumed to mean that moment.
I think it was that moment.
too.
Yeah.
That he felt proud of his son for just showing that kind of empathy.
Right. And you see those moments like that with Megan. He's so guarded, and then he just completely opens up to her, and it's like, I just can't figure you out.
I know.
It's like it's so hard yet soft, and hard and soft. And I
Yeah.
don't know if he'd been drinking, maybe he just had a little bit too much to drink, and it was like he's blurting it out, but it kills me for Megan, because she's like, oh.
I know.
And Sylvia, and did you notice, you know how Sylvia and her husband went to DC?
Yes, that was
And
weird.
you could tell he was so concerned with what was happening in DC, because
Yeah.
he was worried about Sylvia.
Yeah.
So obviously, like you said, he has fallen in love with her.
Yeah.
They're in love with each other, and what is going to happen with that, I don't know, but it's going to be explosive. And all I can say is, from the first time we talked about this, we're like, what is up with this show? And now we are back in the groove of things. I'm
I know.
loving it.
Loving it.
I'm loving it.
But I'm also, I have to say, I'm very concerned. The previous episode, we end with Dawn in a hallway slumping over, looking like
Right.
he's
Defeated.
And I think what we're seeing in this season versus his previous marriage, I think he feels remorse.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's
he
actually
does.
feeling...
Well, like when he
Um,
said, I don't want to do this anymore.
Oh, yeah,
What do
he
you want
said
for
that
this
to
year?
Sylvia.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah. So I think he's feeling the remorse. I think he's gained some insight about himself, but he hasn't been able to change his behavior yet, which is almost a scarier place.
Right.
Because when you're just behaving like an asshole, that's really different.
Yeah.
So we ended last week with him slumping in a hallway, this week with him out on a balcony.
Smoking a cigarette by himself.
Yeah,
Always by himself.
A lot of loneliness, and I really have to say, is he going to off himself?
I don't know.
I'm worried.
Is that him falling from the building?
Right? Is this just foreshadowing that this guy is like going to go, full Arthur Miller on us?
Oh no. What do you guys think?
I don't know. Yeah.
Let us know.
What are you thinking about this? How's it going to end?